I waited patiently for the Lord, and he inclined unto me and heard my cry. Well, you probably recognize that verse, Psalm 40, verse 1. My father-in-law put a beautiful melody to it many years ago. But let's look at what it says. I waited patiently. All of us know how to wait. Everybody knows how to wait because many times we are made to wait. Typical situation might be the grocery store, the bank, the gas station, the doctor's office, wherever. We're made to wait. Now, the question for us is, how do we wait? How do we wait? It's a sad thing to go through life waiting on situations, but not doing it with a very good attitude. And that is where we as believers have a serious challenge. And we need to continually be thinking about how we wait when we have to wait, which is often. The psalmist said, I waited patiently. The Hebrew there, it curiously has two verbs almost identical. It's almost like I waited. I waited waitingly, or however you want to say that. It's sort of like a double whammy there. And emphasizing the fact that this wait was not, I'm going to wait and see if God does anything. No, it's a wait with expectations. It is a wait for when is God. I'm going to wait until when God moves and when God does. And it says he waited patiently for the Lord. And it says, and he inclined unto me. And the picture there, the image is that God from his lofty, eternal place stooped down to listen, to pay attention to the tiny little microscopic psalmist. Who are we? Even on planet Earth. But I mean, if you look at the universe, who are we? But not even dust, not even a speck. And yet the psalmist knew that if he waited on God, and he waited the right way, that God would lean down, would incline, would bend down, would come down to him. And that's our confidence as believers. That when we wait on God, which includes prayer, when we pray to God, he will pay attention to us. It says, he inclined unto me and heard my cry. My tiny little voice. Maybe even not knowing how to express things. But when we cry unto God, he bends down, he inclines himself to us, and he hears us. He listens to us. If that doesn't amaze you, something's wrong with your amazer. That is tremendous. And it's the privilege of every believer to wait expectantly. Not to see if, but to wait until when? To wait until God answers. And throughout the Christian life, and many of you have walked with God for decades, and like me for many, many, many years, you have waited on God. Sometimes you don't have to wait very long. The Lord comes through really quick. Sometimes he comes through before we start waiting. And then other times he comes through fairly quickly. But then sometimes he waits or makes us wait a long time, years, decades, even more. And something in us, faith that God himself gives us as we continue in his word, encourages us to keep waiting, to not give up. to wait patiently. And if you are waiting for the Lord about something long term, and when He finally does come through, however He does, it would be very good for you to be able to look back, and me too, of course, for us to be able to look back and at least say, well, at least I waited patiently. I waited with joy, gladness, trust, knowing that He knows what He's doing and I don't understand it, but He does. So I will wait. And in some cases, after a long time, you say, wow, I'm glad I waited. I'm glad I didn't give up. I waited patiently for the Lord, and He inclined unto me and heard my cry. God bless you. Goodbye.